Hi, welcome to Sri Mata classes. In previous class, we discussed about the location and extent of our India. Now, we are continuing the geography second lesson, Indian physiography. ಭಾರತದ ಮೇಲ್ಮೈ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಭಾರತದ ಮೇಲ್ಮೈ ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು. So, India is a vast country, seventh largest country according to area, and also we having the variety of landforms. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾರತ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಸ್ತೀರ್ಣದಲ್ಲಿ 7ನೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ವಿವಿಧ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಭೂಮಿಯ ಸ್ವರೂಪಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. So which are the variety of landforms? Now we can see the first one is mountains. We have plains, we have plateaus, we have coastal plains. See, mountains ಪರ್ವತಗಳು, plains ಮೈದಾನಗಳು, plateaus ಪ್ರಸ್ಥಭೂಮಿ, coastal plains ಕರಾವಳಿ ಮೈದಾನಗಳು. So these are all the variety of landforms India having. These landforms are influencing the Indian agriculture, Indian transport, and also climate. They are influencing Indian climate and also river system. See, India having variety of landforms like mountain, plains, plateaus, and coastal plains. These landforms are influencing the Indian agriculture, Indian transport, climate, and also river system. Of the physiography, India can be divided into 4 physical divisions. One North Indian mountains, second one North Indian Great Plains, third one Peninsular Plateau, and fourth one coastal plains. ಭಾರತದ ಭೂ ಮೇಲ್ಮೈ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ 4 ಭಾಗಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿ ವಿಂಗಡಿಸಬಹುದು. ಮೊದಲನೇದಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತರದ ಪರ್ವತಗಳು, ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತರದ ಮಹಾ ಮೈದಾನಗಳು, ಮೂರನೇದಾಗಿ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಪ್ರಸ್ಥಭೂಮಿ, ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರಾವಳಿ ಮೈದಾನಗಳು. So these are all the 4 physical divisions on the basis of the physiography. Now first one we can go for northern mountains. First physical division, the northern mountains. See, northern mountains are also, you can see the Himalayan ranges. They are called as Himalayan ranges. Himalayan ranges are also called the folded mountains. ಮಡಿಕೆ ಪರ್ವತಗಳು ಅಂತಾನು ಸಹ ಇದನ್ನ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. The Himalayan mountains starts from the Pamir Nat to the Nagaland. Pamir Nat to eastern side Nagaland, 2,400 kilometers of length. 2,400 kilometers of length. See, Himalayan mountains starts from Pamir Nat to the Nagaland. Total length 2,400 kilometers. And what is the width of the Himalayan mountains? See, 240 kilometers to 320 kilometers of the width varies from the place to place. See, 240 kilometers to 320 kilometers of width we have it. In these northern mountains, we have glaciers. We can see the glaciers, and also we can see passes and valleys, and peaks also. We have in the northern mountains. These northern mountains has we can see west side of the northern mountains very much broader, and it goes to the eastern side. It becomes narrow. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಮಾಲಯ ಪರ್ವತಗಳ ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಅಗಲವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಈಸ್ಟರ್ನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೂರ್ವಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕಿರಿದಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ another things the Himalayan mountains south side, it is a deep in the south side of the Himalaya, deep steep. If you go for the northern side of the Himalayan mountains, they are in the gentle steep ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಹಿಮಾಲಯ ಪರ್ವತಗಳ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಗಮನಿಸಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಇಳಿಜಾರನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಹಿಮಾಲಯ ಪರ್ವತದ ಉತ್ತರ ಭಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಳಿಜಾರಿನ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ These are all the one of the important things. One side is western side wide, broad, and eastern side narrow. Eastern side narrow, and Himalaya mountains south side it is a deep steep, and in the northern side we have the gentle steep. These have three parallel ranges are there. One is there Greater Himalaya, second one Lesser Himalaya, and third one is there Shivalik ranges. One we can see Greater Himalaya. Greater Himalaya. So Greater Himalayas, another name is there Himadri. Another name Himadri. So why this name came? We see the Greater Himalaya, it covers snow throughout the year. Throughout the year ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಷ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಹಿಮದಿಂದ ಆವೃತವಾಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ಹಿಮಾದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. We call it as a Himadri. And in this Greater Himalaya, we can see the highest peaks. One is a Mount Everest. Mount Everest, it having 8,848 meters. It lies between Tibet and Nepal. Another important peak is there K2 Godwin Austen. It is the India's highest peak. Mount Everest is considered world's highest peak. Now second is there Lesser Himalaya. See, Lesser Himalaya is also called Himachal. Lesser Himalaya is also called as a Himachal. In this Lesser Himalaya, we have some of the important ranges. We can see Dhauladhar, Pir Panjal, and also the famous hill stations also located in the Lesser Himalaya. Example, we can see Nainital, Darjeeling, Shimla, Kulu, Manali. These are all the famous hill stations are located in Lesser Himalaya. It is a famous tourism spot in our India. Next, last one is there Shivalik ranges. Shivalik, another name also. Shivalik's another name foothills. Because it looks like a foots. And the importance of Himalayan mountains. First one is there it obstructs the rain-bearing winds. Second one is there it protects us from the cold winds. And next one is that it is useful to generate the hydroelectric, and also it is the birthplace for many perennial rivers, and also it is useful for the plantation crops. And also it is a number of a high amount of minerals also we can get from Himalaya mountains. The second important physical division is Northern Great Plains. See, these northern Great Plains are formed through from the three rivers called Sutlej, Ganges and Brahmaputra. Sutlej, Ganga, Brahmaputra ನದಿಗಳ ಸಂಚಯನ ಕಾರ್ಯದಿಂದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತರದ ಮಹಾಮೈದಾನಗಳು ರಚನೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ. The depositional work of these three rivers, and this entire area covered with the alluvial soil. And also these northern plains are covered with alluvial soil and also flattest area. That's why it is 40% of people of our country, our population, are living in the Northern Great Plains. Now, what are the importance of Northern Great Plains? In many times the examination point of view, this is one of the important question. What are the importance of Northern Great Plains? See, first one, importance. It covered with alluvial soil. It is covered with alluvial soil. Alluvial soil is suitable for agriculture, so it is better for the agriculture development. And also it is suitable for the industrial development. This area is covered with flat area. We cannot see the rocks in the earth surface, means there is no expose of the rocks. So because of flat area, transportation also it is easily construct the roads and railways. So transportation development. And another one is there, it is useful for the urbanization. ನಗರಗಳು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ನಗರೀಕರಣ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸಾರಿಗೆ ಸಂಪರ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಇದು ಉಪಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರದೇಶವಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೈಗಾರಿಕೆಗಳ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಅಥವಾ ವ್ಯವಸಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಳವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮುಖವಾದಂದ್ರೆ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ, ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Important physical division of our India. See, peninsular plateau. Peninsular plateau. This peninsular plateau has belongs to the Gondwana part. Gondwana part. And also one of the largest physical division. Largest physical division, 16 lakh square kilometers. 16 lakh square kilometers. 16 lakh 16 ಲಕ್ಷ ಚದರ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಭೂಪ್ರದೇಶ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಓಲ್ಡೆಸ್ಟ್, ಸಿ ಲಾರ್ಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಓಲ್ಡೆಸ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಡಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ವೇ it looks like triangular shape. It looks like a triangular shape. See, this peninsular plateau looks like a triangular shape. We can say, see, it starts from the Aravali hills, Aravali ranges, and it is bounded with the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, and you can see the Nilagiri hills. Nilagiri hills starts from Aravali hills to Nilagiri. Nilagiri means up to the this Kanyakumari. So this is looks like a triangular shape. Looks like a triangular shape. It looks like triangular shape, and also it covered 3 sides of water. See this side, Arabian Sea. Peninsular plateau has covered black and red soil. So black soil is suitable for the cotton, and also red soil is suitable for vegetables and other crops. So peninsular plateau is it is also useful for the agriculture development. Now last one is there, coastal plains. Coastal plains. See, coastal plains, we have already we discussed about the 6,100 kilometers of coastal area. We have, it starts from the Gujarat and it ends with the West Bengal. So, see, in the Tamil Nadu, in the Kerala part of area, it is called Malabar coast. It is called as a Malabar coast. And at the same time, here you can see the Konkan coast. It is called as a Konkan coast. In Tamil Nadu and for these parts, we call as a Coromandel coast. Coromandel coast. In Orissa, it is called Utkal coast. It is called as a Utkal coast. And also, so after this coastal plains, last one is there, islands. So we have Lakshadweep Islands. We have the Lakshadweep Islands and also Andaman Nicobar Islands. Andaman Nicobar Islands. So Andaman Nicobar Islands, they are formed from the igneous rocks or volcanic rocks. And at the same time, you can see the Lakshadweep, they are formed from the coral islands. Coral islands. So this is about the Indian physiography. In next class, we will continue the Indian climate. So in this lesson, totally we can see the importance of the Himalayas, importance of North Indian plains, importance of peninsular plateau. These are one of the important questions, and also multiple choice questions also they can ask, which is the highest peak in the world, India, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, Aravali hills, which is the highest peaks. So we are already discussed. So now in the next class we are continue with the Indian climate.